I feel like monogamy is hard,
Monogamy is hard. It is
I feel like monogamy is
hard.
hard. And I feel like it's a lot of it is just maturity too. And like just, getting to a space and a place where like you're good and whole, because it's like you cheat for all types of reasons, Like a lot of it for me is like ego driven, you know what I mean? Like needing to feel something and like, all right, I want to go conquer this girl because that is gonna make me like feel better about myself type shit, you know what I mean? And when you do your work and like you start to fix those parts of you, that need becomes less and less. Sometimes it was just like me not knowing how to, not setting boundaries within a relationship and then getting frustrated with the situation and splintering, that I've done that type of cheating.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, reasons and seasons for it. But I think you got to kind of grow to a place where you're just like, I just don't want to be a dirtbag, And that's just not like how I'm trying to live, like a dirtbag life.
Yeah.
Because I think for me, I used to justify a lot. Like, I don't know, what's the big deal? I don't really love this girl. It's not that. It's not this. It's not this. It's not that. But I think I finally came to a conclusion of like, but I am being like a liar and not a good person to this other person in order to do this thing that I want to do. And I started to address that, doing the work. I started to address that part of it rather than the parts I could justify. But it's like, okay, but you have to be a piece of shit, though, to do this. So, like, are you a piece of shit? Yes or no? Is that who you want to be? Is that the type of partner you want to be? And once I started to, like, kind of do that heavy lifting, it was like, nah, like, that's not really how I'm trying to live. But like, not to say like this is like very recent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just ended a long-term relationship.
Yeah,
So,
the word was that you were engaged.
Yeah. So we've been broken up for a while now. And there was cheating and definitely infidelity within that relationship. But when we got back together after the last time I cheated, that's kind of when I started to do that work. So we were together for 2.5, I want to say 3 years. And there was no cheating in that period. You know what I mean? But like it took some shit. And it was a wean off. Like I was like, it had to go from like, I had to really, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I'm not cheating, but like early, if a bitch was in my DMs, I wasn't necessarily being like, get out of my DMs, which is the appropriate behavior. It's
or
like,
just not responding at all.
Or not responding.
You would entertain.
I would like, I might get you a little heart. Not a hey girl. You might get a little...
Okay.
A little heart, which is still like not appropriate, you know what I'm saying? And like having to like work on that behavior and work on that behavior to like kind of become this complete package, you know what I'm saying? And then it's still like work,
Do you want to get married?
Yeah, I think I still believe in the idea of it. I just think it's like, is that person out there that I could actually do it with? I don't know.
What's the hesitation? For me, it's I don't want anybody in my house.
Oh,
like
wow.
how do you get married to somebody when you don't want them in your fucking house? Like what do you do? Separate residences? Like I'd have to find somebody that wanted as unconventional of a situation as I do. We have 2 homes, so 4 to 5 days a week we together, and then the other 2 to 3 you do your thing, I'll do my thing.
Yeah, I think it's kind of not the home thing, but the essence of what you're saying, which is just like, can I meet a person that's gonna be down for the version I want? Because I don't want the typical version. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want like, I just want a cool, dope relationship. I don't want the thing that looks like when everyone's unhappy.
Yeah, no, neither do I. Which is why I've never been married, because I haven't found the guy that just would not.
And someone who's like totally willing to just really grow with you as a person and kind of like meet these different versions of you and be like okay with like the person you know now might not be the person you know in 5 years and like.
Yeah.
Like, Yeah,
I think a lot of people, when it comes to long-term relationships and or marriage, they don't really think about the fact that this is the person that you're saying you want to do life with.
Yeah.
This is the witness to your life that you have selected, and they are going to, they're going to witness your life. You're going to be a witness to their life. But you also have to, like, acknowledge that you're not going to be the same people throughout the entire journey.
That was a moment in the relationship with me and my ex where kind of like I knew, I was like, this isn't going to work. And it was like, we were watching The Crown. We were fully bought in on The Crown. And it was
I
like,
watched the whole thing too. That shit was
it was
awesome.
really good. So you're gonna know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like maybe the second to last season or last season,
Mm-hmm.
and Philip is like he's starting to get along with the chick that he rides carriages with,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know the horse. You don't talk about the
Mm-hmm.
younger girl.
Yeah.
And he's like, and clearly him and the queen have nothing in common. Like she's into dogs and horses. He's like wants to talk about the state of the world with her, and she's just kind of like, nigga, I don't care.
She's kind of stupid.
Yeah, she was kind of stupid.
The queen.
At least how they set it up in The Crown. And
Not
he was
the brightest bulb in the
right,
pack,
and he
yeah,
was like very into world affairs and
Mm-hmm.
kind of an intellectual, and like, so he started having these stimulating conversations with this young lady, and he goes to his wife, and he's just like, yo, this is not a cheating thing, but like, I like talking to this girl, and like, we talk about the things I like to talk about, and we're friends, and we like to ride carriages, and like, I'm not gonna not do that because I need that to like be whole, and you cannot give me that.
Yeah.
And I was watching that with my ex, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense to me. You know what I mean? Like I was like, yeah, that's a mature way to go about it, and like you might enter some level in your partnership where like you can't give your partner everything they need, and as long as it's not about like fucking somebody, they're just like, yo, like this, I need this, and I should be able to go get this somewhere if I need it. Like, I was like, yeah, to me that's healthy. And she was like, hell the fuck no, like that's fucking crazy. And I was like, oh man.
How much younger than you was she?
She's not, like 2 years, maybe a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Because I was gonna say, I thought that was like, that sounded to me like real youthful possessiveness.
Well, you just landed on the problem.
Because you're absolutely right. Anybody who gets into a relationship and looks at their mate as you are my one and only source of happiness, you're setting yourself up for misery.
Better preach.
I'm watching it happen in several friends' marriages right now, where one of them is having a lot of difficulty dealing with the fact that this person has so many more outside interests than they do, and they're literally like, "Do not look at me as your only source of happiness. I will disappoint you.
I want you to go do
Please
other stuff.
go.
I want you to go
Please have
find
your
other things. I
hobbies.
want you to have your hobbies.
Have your own friends.
I want you to have your own friends. I want you. I encourage that 100% because you cannot have a healthy relationship without that stuff. Like, and it puts too much on the person. You know, it just puts way too much responsibility on the person to do all that work for you.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, so HBO, you had 3 seasons of Pause. 2. You had 2. And they were going to renew you for 3, but
they did not.
So what happened?
Oh, they didn't want to give me no more money to make the show.
HBO is kind of doing us black folks dirty, okay? Because there's been quite a few shows like rap shit. There's been a lot of shows
I will say this. I will say, shout out to Aaron and shout out to Nina. They gave me they let me do what I wanted.
Pause was great.
They didn't give me any restrictions. They didn't. They said make the show you want to make, and they gave me money to make it, and they let me hire my friends, and they let me drink with people on camera, swear and scream at them, and then go out in the world and ask ridiculous questions.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say ridiculous. I think that you were spot on. I think that a lot of your questions and your interviews were wildly introspective. You just asked them in your own colorful way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And they let me play. You know, I mean, I had never had my own show, and they really creatively didn't put any boundaries or restrictions on me. So I would say the people that run the creative over there are dope. They've always been dope to me, and they've always kind of let me run. Yeah. Now, when they tried to justify this money to the people in control of the money,
the white men in the C-suites,
the people that are in control of the money said we're not spending our money on that.
Got it. Well, what I was going to ask is about the episode. I think it was titled Russian Roulette.
What was that about? You gotta give me...
She had the 9 kids with the finger waves.
Oh, yeah.
You remember her?
Yeah.
Because obviously the question that came up was whether or not you want kids. Yes. So that was my follow-up to, do you want to get married and do you want children? And what does that look like for you?
Wow, that has shifted a little bit for me. I think weirdly enough, a lot of that has to do with your partner too, right? Like, and you cannot use all of this because this girl is setting my life on fire as we speak. Okay. But I think that,
just talk about generalities as it relates to you having a family.
I just think it's like the right situation and like the right person. You know what I mean? Where you feel like you could be supported in that. I'm open to that. You know what I'm saying?
Would you ever want to be pregnant?
No.
That was where I was going.
No. I think that was that episode we talked about pregnant studs, and I was like, I just can't do it. Like if I had like if it was some like if my partner like couldn't and for some reason I still could and like I had to, I would do it, but I would go into like hiding. I would go live away from the world and I would have the baby and then I would just come back like Sam and just be like, here's the kid. But I can't just be like walking around
with a baby bump.
Pregnant
and
studying.
People magazine being like, bump watch,
and
Sam J.
Right. And I, you know what I'm saying, and my Timbs with my,
that I think
the fitted.
That would be really amazing.
I respect
honestly.
it.
Yeah.
It's just it's not for me.